Hello, everyone. Semi-retired Bob here. I talk about the carnivore diet, all things related to the carnivore diet, and miscellaneous odds and ends. Today, we're going to talk about the supplement that I use. But first, let me say welcome to all of the new people. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for stopping by. Go ahead and do all the YouTube stuff. Hit the like, hit subscribe. It's all free. Leave me a comment down below, even if it's just, hey, Bob, you're kind of old looking today, or just hi, Bob, whatever it is. Leave me a comment down below. It really does help the channel. And the very purpose of this channel is to get the word out that it's never too late to change your life. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. I'm glad you're here as well. Thanks so much. I can never thank you enough for your support. But let's just jump right into it. Some of you know, many of you probably know, I do take Cerule products. I was going to make a video today explaining all about them, but we all know he's in trouble when he does science. So what I have decided to do, after I tell you my little shoulder story, is I'm going to take the clip out of the interview I did with Professor K a couple of months ago and insert it at the end of this video, because I'm sure there's many of you that have not seen that. And he does a much better job of explaining all of this than I do. But the bottom line is, if you want to look at the science behind it, link down in the description. It's SemiRetiredBob.cerule.com. When you land on that page, up at the top, there's a drop-down menu, and within that you'll find links to all of the science-y type stuff that goes on with this. Now remember, I'm not making any cause and effect claims. I'm not saying that this product actually heals anything. It does not diagnose or heal any disease. I have to say that because the FDA requires me to say that. Purely coincidental, for those of you that have been watching my channel, know that I took a pretty nasty fall on trail back on January the 4th. And I'm pretty sure I tore something up in my shoulder. It wasn't terrible, because even the next day it felt much better. It didn't feel nearly as I thought it would, because Carnivore heals very well. But a couple of months into that, I thought it had healed about all it was going to heal. It still, there was a few spots where it clicked and popped and it hurt quite a bit. Not nearly as much as it would have, or nearly as much as it did. It was slowly getting better. But I can tell you, coincidentally, since I've started taking these Cerule products, that as of this morning, my shoulders work great. I have no trouble whatsoever with them. I can pick my head up above my head, arm up above my head, and I couldn't do that 3 months ago. So, was it just carnivore diet healing? I can't say. Was it the Cerule products? I'm not to say. But I can say that the science you'll find on the website absolutely shows that this product does exactly what it says it does. And I think you should take a quick look at it, even if you decide it's not for you. If there are chances that you feel even better than you do now, why not take a look at it? But anyway, I've talked enough. Let me go ahead and throw it over to Professor K, who does a much, much better job of explaining this than I do. Oh, before I do that, very quickly, let me say July the 27th is the meetup that I'm having here in Omaha. We're going to meet at the miniature golf course about 2 o'clock. We're hamburgers and play miniature golf. There's a small cost. It just covers the cost of the golf. I'm going to be providing the hamburgers. Unless, several hundred of you show up, I may need somebody to donate a little help for the hamburgers in that case, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. For now, just let me know if you're coming. My email should be scrolling. Oops, I've got the other one on. let me go ahead and put my email up there so that you can send me an email. Let me know you're coming. I have not set a deadline for this yet. It'll probably be a week or so before, so that I can actually have time to buy the hamburgers. But just wanted to remind you that that's coming up. And on this month, June the 22nd, next week actually, at 6 p.m., that's June 20th at 6 p.m., I'm having a members-only Zoom call. So feel free to go down in the description, click the join button, and you can get in on that if you'd like to have some questions answered or just hang out with fellow tribe members and chat for about an hour. That's all I wanted to say about those two things. I want to make sure I got those announcements in. Now let's go ahead and throw it on over to Professor K. But recently I found a product, and I'm told you know just a little bit about it. Mm-hmm. Let me see if I can make the camera find it here. Maybe not, because
I'll do it here.
It's not going to do it.
You can do a see-through version of it because I've got a green screen. There it is.
Okay. Yes.
Stem Enhance Ultra.
I've been taking Stem Enhance Ultra plus 3 other products by this same company. And as I understand it, you are a bit of an expert on this product. Do you mind taking a few moments to explain what it is to my people?
Absolutely, my pleasure, and my my solemn duty to do so, because this is very, very important. In your bone marrow, every one of you, are a population of cells called adult stem cells. What are those? They are cells containing all of your DNA, all the instructions that make up you, in a blank cell format. These are a cell that are not specialized in any way. They're not what we call an adult cell line. Your heart cell is a specialized cell. The cells of your heart are specialized. The cells of your brain are specialized to be neurons. The cells in your skin are specialized to be skin, etc. These cells are blank. They can be anything at all except sperm or eggs. Probably a good thing at our age. We don't want any extra of those, frankly. What do these cells do? They hang around in your bone marrow until they get a chemical message for some reason saying, release us into the bloodstream. When they are released into the bloodstream, these adult stem cells will tool around in the blood for a bit and do magic things like exude first aid packages out to other cells, calm down inflammation, kill off cancer cells, all sorts of wonderful things like that, until they recognize cells and tissues in your body that are worn, tired, aged, dysfunctional, diseased, broken down, not working properly. Such damaged cells usually have flags on their cell membrane saying, I'm not working properly, come and replace me. And the adult stem cell says, I see your flag, I bind to you, stuck there, I dissolve the old cell out of the way, and I differentiate and become a new adult skin cell, hair follicle cell, no, not hair follicle cells, doesn't work for those. Eyeball cells, heart cells, anything your body might actually need for health purposes. So not hair follicle cells, unfortunately. Whatever. I'll get over it one day, Bob. Maybe.
You and me both.
I lost my hair when I was 28, and so I've had time to get over it, I suppose. Right. Anyway, so adult stem cells, what do? They replace your tissues with new ones. Wow. How cool is that? Now, the other thing you need to understand about cells, adult cells in your body, is an adult cell will divide an X number of times, and then they stop dividing, upon which those cells will age, and eventually they will crap out and die. And when enough of your cells have crapped out and died, so will you. We all will at some point. It's a fait accompli. What is it that determines how many times any given cell line will divide? It's a thing, apparently, called a telomere, which is a length of DNA on the end of each one of your chromosomes, X number of 100 base pairs long, whatever it is, X number of 1,000. I think it is actually thousands, yeah. It's like the plastic thing on the end of a shoelace that stops the shoelace from fraying. Every time a cell divides, that telomere gets a little bit shorter. It's the biological clock. And when that telomere gets to a certain critical short length, that tells that cell line that it can't divide anymore. So it stops. That's one of the things that determines your lifespan as a human being. An adult stem cell, when it goes from your bone marrow, tools around, does its magic, then binds to a cell and replaces that cell with a new one. That new cell has a full-length telomere. As in full length. It will divide as many times as it would have done had you just been born that day. That cell line. So will this prevent you from dying? No, you still will at some point. However, that might be years and years later than you otherwise would have, potentially, depending on how many adult stem cells replace how many worn cells that you might have in your body. Maybe. That is not a therapeutic claim. This company has very rigorous rules, which are mandated to us by the jolly old FDA, and they will not allow us to make therapeutic claims. Quite rightly so, too. So we don't. All we do is tell you the science. That's what it is. So if you have any kind of disease process born of years on the planet, wear and tear, dysfunction, disease process of any kind, even if that's pathological disease process, because one of the things adult stem cells can do is become more immune cells, by the way, then I would suggest to you that this product would be something that you should very, very seriously get yourself involved with taking religiously on a day-by-day basis. And I'd start doing that yesterday. I really would. Personally, I started taking this product 13 years ago when I was told by an eye specialist that I could expect to be legally blind within 5 years. 13 years ago, I was told that. I'm not legally blind, by the way. I can see fine. In fact, my eyesight's better than it was 13 years ago. It's almost as if something's happened, which I'm not allowed to make any kind of therapeutic claim about whatsoever. So I'm not, except I'm not blind. That's a fact. So either the best eye specialist in the country in which I live is an imbecile and was wrong about the diagnosis, which he wasn't, because I've seen the photos of the back of my eyes, which informed him and me, because I'm quite knowledgeable in such areas myself. Yes, I agree. I'm going blind. Goodness. Anyway, a photo taken a year ago shows no such damage. It's gone. It's completely reversed. A thing that's medically impossible and could not possibly have occurred. Nonetheless, it did. So, yeah, I'd get into that. Absolutely. So this product releases your adult stem cells. That's our flagship product. This product here dissolves fibrin deposits out of your capillaries, allowing said stem cells to get to where they need to go. Why do you get fibrin in your vasculature? Well, it's an inflammatory process born of inappropriate chronic systemic inflammation, which is a result of modern lifestyles. Short-term inflammation indicated, a good thing. Supposed to happen. Long-term, no, it ends up with your vessels being all plugged up with fibrin. This product dissolves it. Good. This product here, which doesn't even look like that anymore because this has a new label. That one is an anti-inflammatory. One of the biggest problems people have is inflammation. So that one deals with inflammation without the side effects of most anti-inflammatory prescription drugs. So that's great. There's one there if you're rheumatic or have joint issues. It's the same stuff with a different formulation, really, for all intents and purposes. And as you age, one of the things you also are unable to do is produce much collagen, which is the most important protein in your body. So I'd get that into you. Where do people go, Bob, to get this product? You must have a link.
I do have a link, and it's down in the description, and I'll put it right here beneath my screen. It is SemiRetiredBob /Cerule.
Right. SemiRetiredBob.cerule.com is probably what it'll be, I would say.
Yeah, it could be. I'm just saying that off the top of my head. I don't
Yeah,
actually
that'll be what it is. Yep, that's the format. So SemiRetiredBob, all one word, .Cerule, Cerule, spelt like, can we see it on the box here? There it is, spelt like that, CERULE.com. I'd get into that today. In fact, I'd get into it yesterday. Fantastic product. Absolutely, associated with, see what I did there? Associated with a vast, huge increase in my health status 13 years ago, which thereby shows you that that was before I went carnivore 8.5 years ago. So there's no crossover in terms of that. And then obviously when I went carnivore, there was that much more benefit to be had again. So yeah, absolutely, my professional opinion is absolutely warmly, strongly, I would get into this product as soon as possible or sooner. I also took the product myself as a customer for 10 years before I even got involved in any kind of onward marketing and affiliate whatevers. So that's how much I believed in it. I actually paid full retail for it for 10 years. By the way, you don't have to pay retail for it if you don't want to. You can join us as an affiliate marketer if you want to, in the same way that Bob has done, to make some extra coin on the side if you want to. And if you want to talk about how that's done, it's not a sales job, by the way. We don't want salespeople. You'll just give us a bad name. We just want people who will genuinely tell their story and talk about the stuff. If you feel like you could talk to people about how great this product is, let us know and we'll get you started if that's what you want to do. So if you want to make some money, there's an opportunity there as well.